Rent still staying up nice and tall here. Rent finding, let's see, support is 16, but it's weak, but this is still so tall. I see sellers is 17, but it's weak. Sellers is 17.
Every 10 cents, it looks like 692.
Yep. But they're tiny though. Again, if you're in here
Yeah,
so
they are.
deep and you got in at a really good price, don't panic, just shed some, right? Because you're in a good place. Again, this is just a small consolidation level. This is nothing to panic over, right? 50, 20, 20, 10 will take away all of those fears in your mind. You guys are all still in this trade. 1730, 1746, new high a day on rent. Rent's now up 135%. Stay in here now. Move those stops up. We're still watching rent. It's still staying up tall. We just want to be careful of a knife drop, right? At any time, big seller could come in. Still staying up nice and tall. Here comes a little bit of sellers inside of here. Again, if you got in at a great price, you shouldn't be panicking. We shed on pullbacks. Nobody's panicking, or move your stops up or a combination. 1629 is where we're hovering at right here. Looks like SPY bounced off of VWAP. So the 200. It's still red though. Rent consolidating here. This is the same thing that it did right here. It's now doing it right here. 1550 support. Move your stops up. Collect some on these pullbacks. Still staying up tall. Notice VWAP continues to climb. The longer we're able to ride this. Everybody see VWAP riding up with it? 1550 is support here. Staying up. Still looking good. Collect where you need to on these pullbacks. Okay, rent staying up here. Remember this 1550 was support. This is where we need to see it stay up. If you look at the bottom of these candles, now 15 is support, but this is still tall. Still tall. But we collect in these areas. When it does this, we collect. That way we don't have as much in case it does knife drop. For everybody else, you're going to move your stops up. Make sure you take some off the table. Collect this money. You can always add in on new high or momentum, but it's always good to lock in profits. Don't try to be a hero. You'll wind up a zero. Just remember, even if it's a little bit, you might be only 10% left. That's okay. Let that 10%, right, make you a bunch of money. Just stay in here until it shows us otherwise, right? But collect as it goes. I don't want anybody having this pull way back, right? Because think about it. This is 1750 almost, and now we're at 1530. So if you didn't collect on this pullback, you're down $2, right? There's no reason for you to be down $2 on the whole thing. You should be collecting as it goes, yes? Rent support is 15. You guys all collected some in here, right? It's staying up here above VWAP, but everybody collected, right? Because you got to make a lot more, $2.50 higher, yes? You bought this down here. This is a pullback. This is a pullback. This is a pullback. This is a pullback. See them? All these little areas. So if you bought here, here's one, here's one, here's one, and here's one. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Don't try to be a hero. Here we go. Starting to get a nice pop. This is why we leave some in here, though. This is why you don't just unload everything. But if you collect it in here, you're golden. And then you can always add in later, right? There it is, a 1680. Now, you guys know this was resistance last time. You know this is a smaller collection area again, right? So, Dan, if you bought here, this is where we collect again, was that 1680 pop. So we take 50% off the table right there, right, Dan? And then we let the rest go because that's a critical level. Still positive, but we take the money on those critical levels, yes? Rent still staying up tall. Still staying up here. Now you guys are into scalping, right? Master scalping going on over there. Rent's in this channel. 1550 to 1680 channel. Everybody see it? Just have to wait and be patient, see what it wants to do. It's broke that 1550. You're in a new channel to the downside. But that 1550 support, VWAP now is at 1450. This thing has moved up all morning. Look at VWAP. Look at this. Rent still staying above this 1550-ish, but this is the critical level for rent. You can see the volume is faded a little bit here. Notice the volume is faded. I don't see any sellers until 1650 though. This is what's crazy. They're just randomly coming in here and selling. But if you look at the L2, we don't really have any big sellers until 1650. Everybody see it? So 1550 to 1650 is a great scalp range. There is your 1550 to 1650 bounce on rent. That's a whole dollar move right there in that same channel we've been discussing. This is still staying this 1550 to 1650 range. Seeing sellers around 1626. So they're just kind of moving around more in here. So now it hit that 1680, which we had marked before, but it keeps coming down to 1550 and just keeps running up. That is just a constant moneymaker over there. Rent still staying up here. Telling you, man, look at this every time. Here, 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 here. Look at this. And it's still staying up here. I mean, this still has, there it goes. I was going to say, this still has room to go. Here we go. Let's go, go, go. Pop. There we go. Here goes rent. Trying to make new high a day. There it goes. There it goes. Look at it fighting up there. Woo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's fighting up here at 1750. Look at this. That's got a lot of momentum up there. Look at rent. Look at this. Look
It's
at
going to
this.
hold.
That
if
thing
you
just
keep
hit
on going like that.
$18 right there. Wow, wow, wow. Look at rent. Oh, Nelly. Woo. Wow, $18 on rent. Nice. This is why I said, right? Don't take it all out of there. Leave some. If it gets so, if your position size gets so small that you don't really worry anymore about the movements, that's when the magic happens, right? Absolutely, brother. You got this. New high a day again on rent, continuing to climb. 839 now. 839. Yes, thank you. It's still moving. 1846. 1850 is where I'm showing a small level of resistance. Like I said, I didn't see anything in there as far as those sellers go. Unless some whale comes in and dumps this thing, there's just nothing in there. 1885 on rent. You guys should be making a ton of money. This is crazy talk.